Governor Umaru Bago of Niger State has come under public criticism following the arrest of Malam Idris Usman Makanta, a septuagenarian APC Chieftain and former governorship aspirant. Makanta, who also served as a coordinator of the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, was reportedly detained after criticizing the Bago administration and initiating an independent agricultural project not linked to the state's Niger Foods initiative. Family members say he has been held for nearly 2 weeks, despite being granted bail. Supporters and legal representatives allege that the charges against Makanta are politically motivated, describing his only offense as voicing concerns about the state's agricultural policies. His lawyers insist that Niger Foods handled all funds and operations, while Makanta merely verified farmers' names and acted as a guarantor. The claim retaliation began after he refused to personally fund part of the agency's recovery process in 2025, having done so voluntarily the previous year. Makanta was arrested on October 31, 2025 and charged the following Monday at Emina Magistrate Court for alleged mismanagement of farm inputs, an accusation his family insists is false. They also allege that police attempted to rearrest him after bail was granted, defying court orders and acting on instructions from the governor. His health is reportedly deteriorating in detention, while both the Niger State government and the police command have remained silent on the controversy. Amy, what is your take on this story?
To be frank with you, I find this report confusing. It's very confusing. I think two issues are intertwined here.
Yes.
There is the issue of misappropriation, and there is issue of abuse of fundamental rights. So which of them actually is he held for? This is the problem with our journalists sometimes. If we put sentiments or political affiliation or whatever opinion you have above facts, we will create more confusion rather than creating solution. If somebody is alleged to have mismanaged public funds and abused public office, the law provides an avenue to resolve such issue. That has to do with maybe arrest and prosecution. So if the arrest that the governor have arrested, is it Makanta? What
Makanta, yes.
If he's arrested on the basis of mismanagement and abuse of office, it's legal. So people should not try to divert attention from the real issue and make it look as if it's a political witch hunt.
Okay.
I've always told people, if you don't want to be witch hunted, stop being a witch. Because if you are a witch, people will witch hunt you.
Now,
so the report now is centered more on abuse on fundamental rights. Whereas the Nigerian Constitution, as framed, guarantees the citizens' right to criticize their government. As I'm here, I can criticize the government of Tinubu. I can criticize Fubara. I can criticize, but my criticism, as enshrined in the Constitution, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, as amended, the right to freedom of expression and the right to hold opinion on certain issues. It should not be the one that will end up assassinating the character of the person or try to be libelous. On that ground, I can be sued and charged. And the punishment for doing so is also recommended by the law, which the court will interpret. But in this case, the headline that we saw and the content of the story are two different things.
But the headline and the headline that you saw is also in the story. Now, let's look at it critically. You have said that there are two issues on the ground. Yes. Now, political witch hunt is one from the story, and then the other one is being prosecuted for misappropriation of funds, which his lawyers are denying that he did not misappropriate. Now, the issue now is, what was the reason behind that arrest? If you're following the sequence of, the development, the arrest came after he criticized the government of the governor, the administration, of the governor. Now, he is not being sued for libel. He's not being sued for defamation of character or assassination of personality. He is not being sued for that. But he's being prosecuted on account of misappropriation of funds. Now, the question would be, misappropriation of funds, is it a bailable offense? Now, from the story, the court has granted him bail. If the court has granted him bail, why is he still being held in detention? If he was rearrested after being bailed, on what ground is he being arrested and detained for 2 weeks?
You see, there is misconception here. Sometimes I will not really understand this. Granting of bail and the court does not necessarily mean that they will just set you free. Every bail granted to an accused, there are conditions that are attached. You are expected to meet this condition before you are released. But sometimes for us and the media, we will just report, oh, he has been granted bail. They are still holding the person. Why? Even when the court has made the pronouncement to that respect. But how many people are actually asking, has the bail condition been met?
Now,
this is one thing his lawyers and his team, the legal team,
underscore the word rearrested. So for you want to be granted bail and then later rearrested means that
was rearrested.
He must have fulfilled the bail conditions
for the first one.
And is free and is now being rearrested after being granted bail and probably has been. So let's not misconstrue the matter. And then when you are speaking, you're talking of someone who has held a political position, a government position, who would have had his connections. And there are situations where, when matters like this come up, people are even granted bail on self-recognition as well. We have to recognize all these facts when dealing with, yes. But I am trying to tell you that when you say conditions, whether they will be met, when you look at persons who are facing certain situations, you know that conditions will be met and met easily. That's a fact. So the question is if he's being rearrested, why is he being rearrested? And why has he been in detention 2 weeks after that? I think that's the question we'll be asking. And now they're saying that he was arrested on the orders of the governor. On the orders of the governor. Okay, he committed something. What exactly is it? Why is he not being prosecuted the second time for a second offense?
Now, I'm getting the picture clearer now. First, the headline says, what's the name again? Wow.
Bago, Governor Bago.
No.
The Makanta.
The Makanta.
Not the Makanta. His name is Makanta.
Makanta. I said the Makanta, meaning I was trying to...
Usman Makanta. Yes.
Usman arrested for criticizing governor. So relate it. Arrested for criticizing governor. And if you see, our people will have a way of manipulating the minds of Nigerians. Most especially if we have something in our cupboard. We are witch. Or we are wizard.
I am not one. You can
if
say,
we don't want to be witch hot, I'm not saying Loresha now. If we don't want
when
to
you
be
say
witch
we,
hot,
it's collective. You're not adding everybody into
I am related
into
to
your
those,
into
to
the activities,
those who have held certain
into the activities of your
services.
coven.
No,
So
I'm not
it will be
that.
okay.
No, you see, once we felt that we are somewhat guilty or we have some questions to answer, if the law comes knocking at our door, the next thing we do is, how do we manipulate the minds of the people into derailing the focus of the matter and creating some level of sentiments, which could be religious, ethnic, or political sentiment. You held the position of public service, right? How did you manage the funds? Giving you an appointment, it means you are trusted to perform certain functions for the general good. How did you manage that position of trust? And the funds that were allocated to you, how did you manage them? Did you play the role well? We will leave all that. The next thing we'll be discussing is, you see, I am being prosecuted today because I criticized the government. You know, that day, I said that the agricultural policy of the government is not working. because I saw that the governor is not that sincere. But the question is, you were arrested. Instead of you to say, during my reign, in that position of public service, this is the amount that was allocated to my office. This is how I distributed the funds. These are my responsibilities. And I was able to perform my responsibility in line with the law. So what are you holding me? We will not do that. But rather, we will bring the political coloration. How I criticize the governor, and the government felt that, oh, I am against them, and now I'm being witch hunted. I don't really like these stories. I have sat down.
Now, I will ask you again.
Nigerian politicians.
Hold on.
And
when you say study Nigerian politicians, it is still the same politicians that say, when you join a certain political party, your sins are forgiven.
Follow the
and hold on, we have seen it play out over and over and over again. I can go on and mention names of certain PDP officials at some point who were faced with cases with anti-graft agencies, and the moment they defected, I have not heard that those cases. Hold on, please. I have not heard that those cases continued. So when you say are some of issues politically motivated in Nigeria, your guess is as good as mine. But not to go too far from the conversation, Niger State. Someone is arrested. A public officer was arrested for misappropriation of funds, and he was granted bail by the court. Yep. Now, granting bail doesn't mean that he has been declared not guilty. He has not been set free. He will be attending the court proceedings from his house until such a time where he is found guilty or not guilty. And he's granted bail. And after he was granted bail by the court, he's now rearrested on the orders of the governor. And for 2 weeks, I mean, even the law of habeas corpus, you cannot be detained beyond 24 hours. So can we talk about fundamental human rights? Now, if he's being detained on the orders, or if he's being rearrested on the orders of the governor, and he's being detained on the orders of the same, and after being detained, he's not prosecuted, his offenses are not made clear, and I'm yet to hear that the police in this instance got remand notice from court to continue remanding him pending the investigation. Why is he being detained? Is that not an infringement on fundamental human rights? And why is this coming on the heels of his statements critiquing the position, the leadership of the governor, the administration of the governor? Are you saying they are not intertwined? So when you're saying, oh, because he should be defending himself, he's already going to defend himself in court. The matter is in court. Let him defend himself in court and not the public. The question is, why is he being detained for 2 weeks? I think that if he criticized the government and is being detained on the orders of the governor, please make it make sense to me. Is he not politically motivated?
Loresha, listen.
Yes, I'm listening.
When I was making my intro, I cited the provision of the Constitution that guarantees fundamental rights.
But you appear to keep it under the carpet.
No, I'm coming before taking the other pact. I know what I was doing. Yes, I was trying to unravel certain actions, certain behavior that over the years that we've demonstrated as Nigerians, and we try to curtail some of this behavior in order to help us work. I don't know what you, in your own dialect, I think there is something they call forgiveness. I don't know how it is pronounced. When you say forgiveness.
Mbahara.
Mbahara. That's good. So for an example, if I am talking to the audience and Loresha is there and I say, hey, Loresha, Mbahara. I hope I'm correct.
If you want to say Loresha, forgive. Loresha, Mbahara.
Okay, Loresha, Mbahara. Or I say, if you come to me, you will experience that Mbahara. What have I said? You will never be punished in your life again if you do something wrong?
No.
I'm simply saying something. That was the foundation upon which the person who made that statement that if you cross over, your sins are forgiven came from. Just like the Christians will say, no matter your sins, whether they are red or scarlet, they are this and that, immediately you come, Christ is able to forgive you. So if I stand on the podium and I said, that every Nigerian, if you can come to our side, though your sins are dark as charcoal, but if you come, we will find a way as a politician to ensure that you never go back to your sins again. Never mean that if you commit a sins or whatever, I will not punish you. That is why. So what am I trying to say here?
How many have been punished in Nigeria?
Some people have been punished, although the graces are different. So the thing now is this. I just want us to always focus first on any alleged crime, because we are suffering today because some Nigerians have decided to be demonic in behavior, ensuring that nothing works in this country, keeping us in darkness, and we are paying bills. So whenever an allegation is raised on a particular crime, I want us to evaluate and look at that situation. If there is anybody we need to name, we name them. If anybody we need to shame, we shame them, for others to learn and desist from it. That was why I told that part. Then on the part of the fundamental rights, Section 39 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, guaranteeing me, Emi Fieraga, the right to criticize the policies, the actions of government if I am dissatisfied with the way they are going. You have no right as a government or whatever to arrest me because I criticize your government. Because the Constitution also allow me that right to hold an opinion on national discourse. So that discourse might be on your policies, on how you are managing the resources of the states. I can say, Mr. Governor, your agricultural policy, looking at it from the angle A, B, C, D, this one seems fraudulent in my view. This one seems deceptive in my view. This one is genuine in my view. And if we go by this one, I don't think we will achieve anything, because this is the state funds. You have no right to arrest me or prosecute me. But if that my criticism now becomes libellous, now become character assassination, then you can charge me for assassinating your character. But in this case, such situation has not been established. That this man alleged something that is untrue with regard to the criticism that he issued on the government. If there is something he has alleged that is not true, I think he should be arrested and charged based on those things he alleged, to prove them before a competent court of jurisdiction, and not just to hold the person back, believing that you have your political power, you have your political influence, you now control the state machineries, and you think you can use them the way you want to. That is not democratic. And this is one of our problems in this country. People try to abuse position of authority just because you think I have control, therefore I can do as I like. You are a governor. That seat you are sitting on is established by law. So your action must be subjected to the rule of that law that established that your position. If you don't want to be criticized, then do things right. If you are not doing things right, it is the resources of the state that you are managing. So the people can ask questions because it's their money. If you don't want anybody to ask you a question on how you run the state, bring your funds, fund the state. So when people try to raise eyebrow, you say, no, this is your statement, look at it there, I'm not touching it. Whatever I'm using now is my personal fund, so I can use it the way I like. If the people find out that it's true, everybody will shut up. But once you are expending the state resources, people have right to ask you, how and when are you spending this money and the resources? You say you are driving agricultural policy. Is it favorable? Where will it take Niger's people to? So these are some of the questions. Then you that is given an opportunity to serve in whatever capacity, try to be transparent. So that tomorrow when you criticize this, somebody will not dwell on that one as an excuse to arresting you and keeping you in restricting your movement and confining you to certain areas just because you criticize them. This is my appeal to some of those persons who are willing and are already holding positions of authority. So that tomorrow when the government come after you, we will have a place, to find a means to defend you and to speak for you. But when you are already a witch or you are a wizard. So everything you are saying thereafter is baladash. We'll be looking
well,
at
one would say to a large extent, Makanta should be allowed to defend himself in court in this instance, because the matter is already in court. But with regards to detaining him for 2 weeks without clear explanation, without prosecution, like
it's unlawful.
Without prosecution,
it's unlawful.
Isn't that political witch hunt?
It's unlawful. Considering
that he clearly spoke or criticized the leadership or the government of Governor Bago, one would say, is that not political witch hunt? And considering again that it's from the, I don't know, but I just feel that things should be done right, in as much as the fact that the governor is taking him to court for alleged misappropriation. The governor, on the other hand, is also infringing on his fundamental human rights. If he has committed anything that he's being detained for, he should be taken to court.